to my first official Quora session, which I am not getting paid for, but this video could be used as a fundraiser for subscriptions at Quora Spaces that I administer as Alex S. Gabor. And I just wanted to look at this one guy here. He's a guy I just blocked on Quora because he vandalized one of my questions. Well, what is vandalism? Well, vandalism is when you ask a serious question relevant to the politics and global circumstances of the day, and they totally, this video is not made for children, but children are not blocked from watching it. And I think we're live here. Let me see. I can't tell. See? I have to put on my glasses. I think we're rolling. Here we go.
You want some chips?
Sure. In a minute?
Do you want me to get a bowl and serve them to you, or?
Nah.
I just want a couple to make me feel less faint, that's all.
Okay.
Oh, you're gonna grab the bag?
No, I'll have a couple.
Well, you can either grab some or take the bag and I'll grab some.
No, you got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. I put these down. Okay. So this guy, I can't even pronounce his name. Ishan or Ehsan Quashkuli, Iranian history lover and everything related to it. And he has 489 followers and 525 people following him. So Quora just stopped paying. They just stopped their Quora partner program. They're up to something. Something's happening at the company and they're not telling us. But I've been a Quora partner since, and I have to look at my profile on Quora. And I share this stuff on TruthSocial because there's like 100 million Americans that are, man, they're pissed off. But listen to this. So this Iranian history lover, Quashkuli, his credentials are he just knows English. He joined in 2013, okay, before I did. And he administers 4 different websites or spaces on Quora. And I'm following every one of them because I'm going to, see, he runs one called Iran. Already following that. And then he's got one, ancient Zoroastrian and Persian writings. He's got 10 items in there. And then he's got Ehsan Quashkuli's politically handicapped space a space dedicated against double standard censorship and deleted posts by Quora. So this guy's already been like blocked a few times, right? And here's why. Here's the question I asked that he vandalized. The question was, and I sent this question to Donald Trump at TruthSocial, and I sent it to Maria Bartiromo at Fox News Sunday, and I sent it to, hey, we have to go to TruthSocial, Alex S. Gabor, and see my political viewpoints on things. If you're interested, if you're not interested, just stop the video right now, and you got to hear this. I asked this question this morning at here. It even tells me what time. Look at this question added by Alex Gabor, but Quora deleted this question after he vandalized it, which tells me that this is a very, very, very sensitive question to a lot of people, at least 1,000 people watching what's going on, paying attention, okay? So the question was, topic added to the question. I asked it this morning at, today, September 4th, 2022, at 12:54.56 p.m. Interesting. And it has a tag, a number. And September, Quora reported this. Okay, so the question was, here's the question. Let me put the question in there. This is my official first Quora session on YouTube, and this will be added to spaces on Quora called the YouTube 500, the top 500 associated content services, and let's see, Church of Infinitology. Welcome to the Church of Infinitology right here. See it? Blue screen. That's for later editing. You see what's going on in my mind on the blue screen using ThoughtWare. I'll show you how that works later. I haven't created that space on Quora yet because I won't get into why. I don't want to knock Quora because I'm a member of Quora, so you don't want to criticize the group you're in. Okay. It's dangerous. And here's why. I wrote, how will the new proposed Iran nuclear deal going to make the world safer if Iran has a fatwa against Israel and America? Right? That's the first part of the question. Is canceling the kill all Jews and Americans Iranian foreign policy going to be part of the deal? Why is Joe Biden supporting it? And somebody, here's the X-rated part of it. This guy, Asen Kwashko, edited the text, and I reported him once. Now I'm reporting him again. Wait, one more time. They want an explanation. Vandalism. Explain. Totally altered the question and radicalized it with adult prohibited content. And I'll add this to my explanation. I'm following his spaces and plan to do this. Thus, we're having this discussion. So here we go. Submit. So I reported this guy. So Quora works like it's a community, as I understand, of people, thinkers, intellectual, all topics, pretty broad, all over the country, all over the world. And they just stopped their Quora language portion of the the English language version of their Quora partner program. But now what they're wanting is to recruit people to do foreign language. So if you have a foreign language skill, then they'll let you go on another program. So I know French, I know Hungarian, which was my native language, if you want to call it that, a native language. What is that? A native language. That's another buzzword. What is your native language? Huh? Well, if you're asking me what my native language is, I'm a native here because I live here, okay? And my language is English, so I'd say that's my native language. But what's the original first language you ever learned? Oh, that's different. Hungarian, Magyar. So, beszélsz magyarul? So if I go to Quora and say, okay, I can speak Hungarian and French, and I will ask questions in Hungarian and French and provide content, can I be part of your program still? And still raise money for the Infinite Freedom Foundations of Washington, America, Earth, because if you don't have the infinite freedom to freely communicate, you're not going to be anybody. It's like America worships celebrities. Remember that. Okay, so then the second part is, why is Joe Biden supporting it? Oh no, wait. So the first part of the question was, how will it was supposed to say the new proposal, but you couldn't add the because there's only so much characters. It's like Twitter for questions, basically. So how will the new proposed Iran nuclear deal going, how is the new, I had to reword the question and ask it in my spaces, but in my spaces they can't be altered. See? So I'll have to check, I'll have to verify that. But the way the algorithm works is, if it goes in a space you administer, only you can alter the question or delete it or whatever. You're like the editor, senior editor of that space picture. And I manage 21 spaces that I created on Quora, and I'm testing it to see, is it a good way to raise money? Is it a good place to advertise? Is it mostly left-leaning, right-leaning, or is it international in scope? And it appears to be pretty international in scope at the moment. But anyway, okay. So this question was deleted after the guy, by Quora moderators, after the guy vandalized the question. And so the question was, it's actually a three-part question. I like doing that because people can't think in threes. They only think in linear answers, because that's the way we've been raised in school. Like, one question, one answer, correct or incorrect. It's like binary, right? And that's how their algorithm works. But when you throw a triple question in there, it kind of shakes up the algorithm. Like, wait, there's too many topics here. I can't understand what you're asking, because they're testing artificial intelligence, and they're far away. Quora needs ThoughtWare more than ThoughtWare and I need Quora, but it's fun, okay? Because I'm a writer. A writer writes, and it's a nice day, blue sky. Watch ThoughtWare later, the edited version in the future. Anyway, how will the new proposed Iran nuclear deal going to make the world safer if Iran has a fatwa against Israel and America? Is canceling the kill all Jews and Americans Iranian foreign policy going to be part of the deal? Oh, is it? Why is Joe Biden supporting this new Iranian nuclear deal? And so this guy altered it to Americans and Israelis like sucking donkey dicks. Hence, they have become utterly borderline retarded. What do you think? And so then, right after that, this question was deleted, right? So I made a picture of that, and now I got a message. Your question has been deleted. It was found to be in violation of our BNBR policy. Be nice, be respectful. So my question was not nice and it wasn't respectful? No. That guy's question was not nice and respectful, but he vandalized the question. So now you have to jump through these hoops to contribute your time and energy to this community, right? So is it a tool for knowledge, or is it a tool for wisdom, or is it a tool to manipulate people's minds and control them, right? Because knowledge, you have to have knowledge to be responsible for people. You know, if you don't know what your kid's doing, don't get me started. In fact, that's where we're going to go with these Quora sessions, because you can put a lot more into a video than you can sitting there typing away, you know, whatever, or going. Okay, so your question has been deleted. So I'm going to take a picture of that, and does it show my email? I'll have to copy it here. Copy. So now I go back to Quora. Wait, that's the email. Okay, done. Save it. Okay, so now I go back to Quora, and here's some other examples in my weekly digest, based on what they think I'm interested in. They figure out their algorithm is thinking I might be interested in, will Kim Jong-un send North Korean soldiers to help Putin? See, that's a geopolitical question, and there's a lot of that going on right now, okay? And then there's this big ass answer, and it has 1.4 thousand, 1,400 likes. This is funny. So no, if any North Koreans show up in Russia, it will only be a few hundred, maybe 1,000, and it will do even less good than the penal battalions and old men brigades Russia is using to make up for an estimated 90,000 battle casualties. Well, now right there is psychopolitics. That's another space I'm going to create, because there's a hashtag on TruthSocial called psychopolitics, okay? And I've written about this. I've studied it. You can call me professor of psychopolitics if you want, because I know what psycho is and I know what politics are, okay? And you put the two together and you've got yourself, you got to study Beria in Russia, in the intelligence world, and get trained by an undercover CIA operation to understand where I'm coming from. Okay, back to the story here. So that guy altered the question. Anyway, so some of the spaces that this video is going to be shared in are, see, I'm following that guy now, because I'm going to, there's another one I follow. I'm a contributor at the right side of politics. This is my space. I'm an administrator, and you have, it says I have subscribers already there. It's called Infinite Intelligence International, okay? And I started that blog. I called it Infinite Intelligence International. I. Or I. Get it? I. Okay, anyway, I'm trying to be funny, but I bombed as a comedian when I went on stage in Portland, Oregon, at a comedy club, open mic night. You know, if you won, then you got to go on as a third down from the headliner maybe offer you a job as a host for the evening type of deal. So they put these guys up and they volunteer, they're funny, and I wrote all my jokes on a piece of toilet paper, and that's how good my jokes were. You know, you could wipe your ass with them. Or no, they were so bad you couldn't wipe your ass with them. So the guy that came after me came up and tore my my roll of toilet paper up and just threw it into the crowd, and the crowd laughed. They thought it was funny. So that's my bomb. That's when I bombed. Okay. So I'm not good at jokes. Trump's good at jokes, but he can't say jokes because then they'll say, "Oh, that's politically incorrect." Anyway, so Infinite Intelligence International is a space on Quora. This is a Quora focus. Try to focus, Gabriel, Gabor. All means the same. Gabe is a nickname for Gabriel. Gabriel is the English version of Gabor. And Gabor, duh, goes way back to the Bible, okay? So, I have to admit, my parents influenced me from a Jewish side and a Christian side. So I was conflicted, right? Conflicted, get it? Like split down the middle, like put on a cross immediately. And so then I got de-indoctrinated from Jewish religion and Christian religion and got into another religion that is a long story, 6 years of my life, but gave me a perspective on things that I don't think I would have got any other way, especially since the last 13 years of my life here. So that's one space. Now, another space that I administer is the top 500, the YouTube 500, everything Mudjar. Now, this is where I'm going to ask the partner people at Quora, say, hey, do I have to interview for this job, or can I just be added to the partner program? And I'm sure there's a link somewhere you click on and then you apply and blah, blah. So we'll see how this pans out. Then I have the YouTube. Everything Magyar and everything Budapest is where I would write or speak Hungarian and talk to the people of Hungary, supposedly through this channel of knowledge, so to speak, which, by the way, was started by a former Facebook guy, right? And now, wow, Facebook's in deep trouble. Whew. Don't get me started on Facebook. Okay. The YouTube 500, everything Magyar, everything Budapest, IBARC for International Bank Activities Reform. Now, this is another blog I started on Blogger, right? IBARC stands for the International Bank Activities Reform Commission, IBARC. And I use it kind of as a pun when I see things that, you know, the U.S. government puts out statistically about the economy or the banking industry or the mortgage industry or business, because I was in that. Almost lost my breath there. Very traumatic period of my life. I gotta stay focused on Quora here. But IBARC stands for the International Bank Activities Reform Commission. That's a space I put stuff related to the international banking monetary system that we have. Okay, that's a whole different. Then there's IBARC, the European Bank Activities Reform Commission, which covers the European Union. And then there's Alex S. Gabor's space, where I put stuff that I'm working on republishing everything that I've ever written for the last 30 years and the 21 books that I've written. And I'm working on getting those out there and seeing, you know, hey, what do you guys think? And then I have another one called Best Penny Stocks to Turn into Bitcoins. Now, that's like a trade secret that I should probably sell subscriptions to that for like $100. Let me look at it. Subscriptions available. That's a whole nother story. Okay. Space to be used. Wait, I created this space. I have to read what I wrote. Space to be used to share for educational purposes only. The best penny stocks, 9 contributors. And it started when? I don't know. There's a a $100 trillion bill as part of the thing here, the headline, right? And I can invite people, I can edit my credential, and I can share. So we'll talk about DWAC, Digital World Acquisition Corporation, in a little bit. Maybe next time, next Quora session if you want, if people like this, like to hear my gibberish, right? So then I have another space here. We finished these spaces. Quora Spaces, hashtag Quora Spaces on TruthSocial is where you want to catch these if you're on the right side of politics. Okay. So then I have the Church of Infinitology. Infinitology, that means the study of the infinite. That's all it means. There's no cult involved. Today I'm having my meditation in my Church of Infinitology, Infinite Blue Studios. There you go. If you don't get it, then quit watching, okay? University of Freenomics. And I have that's a space, that's a whole other topic, another Quora session, okay? And then there's the Poetry, Lyrics, and Limericks of Alex S. Gabor, okay? So, then there's IBARC, and then I'm a contributor at Music Professionals because I'm working on putting music to my gibberish, okay? Then I'm a moderator at Everything Economics, and that has like 150,000 followers, which I don't understand that because does that mean you're a follower if you answered a question on the space? I think so. I think it means that. Then there's Everything Economics. Then there's a book I'm writing. So I started when I was 12 years old, and there's a space for it called The Death of Barbarism. But the space is called The Death with a skeleton and the letter O, barbarism. So it didn't translate when I tried to create that space, but now I can't go back and change the title, I don't think. Maybe I can, but it turned out that way, and I'm thinking, The Death with a skeleton face, O, barbarism is the name of the space, but the name of the book is The Death of Barbarism. And I started writing that book when I was 12 years old, living in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Whole different topic, but that'll be the prelude to this book. Then there's a space that I'm contributing, a war history. I love my dog. I created the Infinite Freedom Foundations of America, Snap Change. I follow Quora product updates, and I have a space called Everything About Mortgages, Coin Collecting from Around the World, Wise Women, Quora Creator Hub, and that's it. And then it has a discover more spaces you might like. Maps in Charge, Peggy Sue space. Oh, everything about Trump, Fox News, and Jesus. No liberal atheists allowed. Interesting how they compartmentalize your interests. Okay, he's interested in that. He's interested in that. No, he's not interested in that. Da 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 da. Is this guy pretty smart or not? That's what they're trying to figure out with this program. Tony's Think Tank, a place to exchange thoughts and ideas about current events and interesting topics. Everything about Hungary. Now, see, I asked some questions about Hungary over there. There's 9 contributors, but if I try to follow it, it says, you are blocked from the space. So how this works is, if they don't like you, they block you. If people like you, they follow you. But I say, don't follow me. Nah, don't follow me. It's not about me. Okay, follow the spaces I've created, where I've put my thoughts, where I've put my questions, where I've put my answers. And that's the whole point here. These guys, Everything About Hungary, Adam Koloff knows Hungarian. One follower I know, he has 355,000 content views, and he's active in one space, Everything About Hungary. Well, I have Everything Budapest and Everything Magyar. And those 2 spaces I'm going to add to the Quora partner program for foreign languages, Hungarian. And I don't think they do Hungarian yet. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll get that job. Maybe they'll pay me money. Maybe I can raise more than $2,000 max is what we've raised using Quora as a tool to communicate. That's really all it is. Okay, back to, so that's, so we're out of there. So those are all the spaces. And so then you have this notifications section, new notifications. And the last question I asked, somebody answered one of my questions 7 minutes ago. So let's see what they said. They said, this was my question. How does the Fed, meaning the Federal Reserve, the Bank of England, and the European Central Bank control $500 trillion worth of overinflated currencies? Well, if you do the math, there's only like 8 billion people on the planet. So divide $500 trillion by 8 billion and then get back to me, okay? Why are hedge funds shorting dollars, pounds, and euros in the trillions per day in transactions? How much are they profiting? So why are they doing this? Well, it says, real estate investor, professional futures trader, Eric Klee. This is the guy that answers, first guy to answer. He says, none of the subject currencies have values tied to commodities. Really? The US dollar, pound, sterling, and the euro are the respective currencies controlled by the Federal Reserve, the Bank of England, and the European Central Bank. Each of these currencies derives its status as money by its declaration of its governing body as legal tender or having value that can be exchanged for goods and services without respect or tie to anything universally accepted to have value such as gold or silver. Instead, the value of the currency fluctuates with changes in supply and demand and confidence in each's corresponding government. Oh, really? Who is this guy? Now, see, his answer may, who is this guy? These traits are the definition and characteristics of fiat. So that means all cryptocurrencies are fiat also because they're not really tied to any physical body, okay? Don't get me started on how much your body's worth, okay? These traits, blah, 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 the operating mechanics and health of an economy, both in trade with other governments, nations, and currencies, as well as within the underlying economy in which the given currency is the dominant reserve, depend of the, typo, see, I'm an editor. He says, depend of the governing central bank. No, it depends on the governing central bank to effectively manage the supply of currency, prevailing interest rates, and employment. Oh, really? So then why doesn't the Federal Reserve buy up the, whoops, careful, there's a fly, or a bee. Why doesn't the Federal Reserve buy the $1.2 trillion in student debt and forgive it all, right? And then when you're done doing that, buy up all the mortgage people have through Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, merge Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, and presto, forgive all that debt so we don't have another economic collapse, basically. And you'll take out about, how much from the market in terms of circulating supply of money? Remember, do the math, 500 trillion, that's how this question came up. This is this guy's answer to how does the Fed, the Bank of England, and the European Central Bank control $500 trillion? There's actually more than that, but I just threw that number up there to see who. I'm not a troll. Okay, I'm coming. Time to go. All right. I'm not even going to read the rest of it. He goes into a lot of stuff here. Okay, that's for next time. Wow, it's a long answer. So I'll have to like it. One view. Okay, I'll like it. I upvoted it. I'll add my comments later. Okay, that's all for today. My first Quora session on YouTube goes into my Quora playlist and Quora spaces. So 21 spaces and one YouTube channel. And don't try to find me on LinkedIn or Facebook because I'm just not there. Okay.